Divided jurors for the John Wiley Price corruption trial spent a sixth day today deliberating. Fox 4's Sean Rabb at the Federal Building in downtown Dallas with more. Sean.
Yeah, Steve, these jurors are divided. Yesterday we learned they could agree unanimously on some counts, verdicts for some counts, not on others. Today these jurors started a little late because of the morning storm. That storm in some ways perhaps representative of what's going on in the jury room. The defendants and their legal team not at the Federal Building today, but at the law firm of one of the defense attorneys not far away from here. Inside the Federal Building, on the 15th floor, these jurors went at it until right at 4 o'clock today, Steve, with still no resolution, not able to agree on some counts against which defendant we don't know, either John Wiley Price or Daphne Fain. Trial attorney Chrysta Castañeda.
We know they've been having trouble reaching unanimity on one or more counts. It may be that they're still going to take a couple more days before they come back and tell the judge either we've gotten there or we can't get there.
Now, Steve, what's interesting is we're into about 42, 44 hours, day 6. 6 days for a trial like this that has gone 8 weeks, lots of evidence and testimony, wouldn't be a long time, except the jurors have already told the judge they're having trouble reaching a unanimous verdict on some of these counts. And because of that, everybody's got their eyes on this, including a lot of lawyers who passed through the courthouse today speculating on the trouble the jury's having and saying this is not a place the government wants to find itself in.
Got it. And Sean, I remember yesterday you said the judge was clear in instructing jurors not to give up their belief. You know, be open to new ideas, but don't give up what you believe to be the case. And so they may stick with their guns.
That's right.
No,
yeah, and you know, one of the things that research shows, if you're like 11-1, it's easy maybe to move that 1, but if it's 9-3, not as easy to move those 3 to your way of thinking.
Got it. Sean Rabb, Federal Courthouse, thanks. The jury will be back tomorrow morning to try to reach verdicts in the John Wiley Price corruption trial. It will be their 7th day deliberating. They couldn't come to unanimous verdicts on all counts today. Fox 4's Sean Rabb, live at the Federal Building with more. Sean?
Hey, Steve, you know, it's been 6 days of deliberation now. Not a long time when you have 8 weeks of trial and testimony and evidence, except this jury told the judge a day ago they were having problems with verdict agreement. Now, agreeing on some of the counts against John Wiley Price and or Daphne Fain. Those two and the defense attorneys not in court today, but across the street at one of the law offices of one of the defense attorneys. I asked trial attorney Chrysta Castañeda how we got to a place of jury struggle.
Again, Sean, the question is, did the government prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt? Clearly, somebody in there still has reasonable doubt. It was a long and complicated trial with a lot of evidence covering a long period of time and a lot of allegations, not just a rifle shot, but kind of a shotgun approach to what the government was trying to prove.
So the jurors will be back on the 15th floor tomorrow morning trying again to find verdict agreement on those outstanding counts. And again, we don't know against which defendant and which counts they can't agree on. I think what's interesting, Steve, and you heard Chrysta Castañeda say that the government had a kind of shotgun approach to this case, birdshot or buckshot, as opposed to the rifle and focusing on the conspiracy, but throwing in a lot of other stuff, which she thinks may be part of the reason jurors can't come to consensus.
Okay, we'll try it again tomorrow. Sean Rabb, thank you.
Well, we don't know if jurors in the John Wiley Price corruption trial made any progress today. We do know there was no verdict. Yesterday, jurors told U.S. Judge Barbara Lynn they could not come to a unanimous verdict on some of the counts. Well, she instructed them to continue deliberating. Fox 4 Sean Rabb breaks down what might be happening behind closed doors.
Jurors have worked 6 days without agreeing guilty or innocent on all of the charges against Daphne Fain and or John Wiley Price. Trial attorney Chrysta Castañeda reads that to mean
it may be that they're still going to take a couple more days before they come back and tell the judge either we've gotten there or we can't get there.
Price's biggest criminal accusation, conspiracy to commit bribery, and a half-dozen mail fraud counts. Those make up the public corruption case.
There were some very specific things that the jury had to find to get to the public corruption on very specific dates. And then there was a longer period for tax fraud, but both of those things require a careful examination of the evidence.
8 weeks of government testimony, only 2 defense witnesses called, and jurors have expressed to the judge they are on some counts conflicted. How did we get here where the jury can't agree at this moment?
Well, again, Sean, the question is, did the government prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt? Clearly, somebody in there still has reasonable doubt. It was a long and complicated trial with a lot of evidence covering a long period of time and a lot of allegations, not just a rifle shot, but kind of a shotgun approach to what the government was trying to prove.
Jurors will take another shot Thursday to see if they can agree on verdicts on outstanding counts against Price and/or Fain. Sean Rabb, Fox 4 News.